Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome everybody to Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are around this world. I know I woke up to a sunny day. A sunny day down here in Florida, and
Mhm.
the sun is shining real bright. How about with you, Tiffany?
Oh, the sun is shining extremely bright over here. So it is a beautiful sunny day down in South Florida.
Yes, and it's such a beautiful day to just think of the things that we could do, the opportunities that are coming. We're faced with right now because
Right,
each and every day has its
mhm,
own opportunities, and
right,
these are things that we shouldn't ever forget about.
right,
We should
right,
always be aware of the
right.
opportunities that surrounds us. And
Mhm.
with that being said, let me introduce myself and I'll let my co host introduce herself. Well, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach, and I teach women how to maximize their potential. And
Mhm.
I do this through teaching them how to write their books, saving them
Mhm.
time and saving them from making those costly mistakes. And the things that you hear on this broadcast will help you. If you are that aspiring author,
Mhm.
that you want to write your book but you don't know how to start writing your book. I help you with that overwhelm, and to teach you the different aspects that you write a book and it will generate a continuous stream of revenue. And my co-host, she does something on a different side, but when we come together and we collaborate,
Mhm.
there's value for you. So
Absolutely.
introduce
Absolutely.
yourself, Tiffany.
I appreciate you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Tiffany Rochelle. I am an author, a heart, and a goal coach. I encourage women to rid the toxins from their heart and to set goals that are true to you. Out of the abundance of your heart, I believe your mouth speaks, and knowing what comes from your heart matters, and it matters to me. So please drop your comments in the chat, as well as do us a big favor and like and share. You heard the phrase "sharing is caring," so we will be grateful if you will go ahead and like this particular show here and share it with your friends, share it with the community. Send a text message out to your friends, families, co-workers, or someone who you feel like wants to enhance their life. So please go ahead and do some sharing so it's caring for us. It's time to turn your passion into some profit. So let's go ahead and get in with this show.
Yes, it is. It certainly is. And good morning, Regina. We're so
Good
glad that you
morning.
join us,
Yeah.
today. And, turning your passion into profit. I mean, that's what it's all about.
It is.
That's what it's all about. And, it was such a great day yesterday. Let's tell them it was a great day yesterday, Tiffany, when you
Uh,
and I, we got together and
yeah.
we, set forth the focus for the upcoming year. The
Yeah.
upcoming year. I'm just so excited about that,
Me
because
too.
this is going to give a lot of opportunities, to our audience. It's going to be
Right.
a lot of value, and
Hmm.
especially with the ones who are participating. It's going
Right.
to be an awesome, awesome,
Hmm.
time of opportunities for them. What do you think
Absolutely.
about that?
Yeah, I think it was some good impartation that we were able to do. So we did some good eating and some good feasting for ourselves. So I
Mhm.
think we got the table set for this upcoming year, and it's going to be a dynamic year. Anyone who is opening themselves up to being ready to grow, then I think they continue to turn into this show. They're absolutely getting ready to have their lives enhanced for real. So I'm grateful that we took out some time. We definitely believe in doing what we teach. So we set a plan and we got a goal in place. And so we
Mhm.
get ready to be some effective individuals here. So I'm excited about this upcoming year. I'm just excited just to be here on top of the dirt. So it's a good day. It's about to be a
Yes.
good remainder of this year and this upcoming year. I can't wait for it. It's about to be exciting.
Yes, and just like you said, with this year,
Hmm.
what's going on right now, the remainder of the year, because
Yeah.
what we're doing, even though we have set forth, what we plan on 2022, but
Hmm.
it's starting now.
It's
Okay,
now.
it's still starting now,
Hmm.
and we have, laid the groundwork
Mhm.
for a lot of things that are coming up. So
Yeah.
whoever think, well, I'm gonna get left behind. No, you're not. All you have
No.
to do is just, jump on in. Jump
Mhm.
on in. Jump on
Mhm.
into the deep, because where
Mhm.
we're taking them is the
Mhm.
deep. We're not taking them
Yeah.
to the surface. We're taking them
Right.
into the deep.
You're about to
Okay.
learn to swim.
Yeah, to learn to swim, because what we talked about, the theme for this month is called finishing strong.
Yes.
Finishing
Mhm.
strong.
Mhm.
Okay. You
Absolutely.
will finish strong. You have
Yeah.
to, keep this in mind, that, you might be feeling down, because, a lot of times as women, we look at things, we may get, caught up in this and caught up in
Mhm.
that and say, well, who cares?
Right.
But
Right.
somebody does care.
Somebody
Somebody
does.
does care. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's a message out there. There's a
It is.
message that you're carrying, that
Mhm.
somebody and some bodies really care
Mhm.
about hearing what you have to say.
They do.
And
Mhm.
that's very important,
Mhm.
finishing strong.
Yes.
Finishing strong. Stop
Mhm.
leaving money on the table. Stop,
Mhm.
just settling for the status quo.
Right. Right. Mhm.
Maximize your potential. And
Mhm.
that's the focus for the upcoming year.
Mhm.
Maximize your potential.
Your
Okay?
potential.
Your
Absolutely.
potential. People have so much potential, but
They
a lot
do.
of times they just, they
Mhm.
don't move into that area.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
don't
They
move
don't
into
move
that.
into it, and some of them don't know that they don't know what their potential is.
Mm-hmm.
But keep sticking around here, or you gonna
Mm-hmm.
learn. Because there's no purpose in you just being here and just being a wanderer in the wilderness, so to speak, or just wandering around aimlessly, not understanding why you're here or what can I
Exactly.
do while I'm here. You need to be effective while you have life, health, and strength in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and find your purpose. Make sure you're effective while you're here. Impact somebody's life while you're here. Yesterday, I made the quote about my don't die with that untold story. So share what's going on with you, because your life is about to help somebody else's. So share that.
Got to share it. You got to share it. It's
Yeah,
so very important.
it
It's
is.
so very important. As we're talking about, the show for this day. What
Yeah.
makes a good book?
Mm-hmm.
What makes a good book? And
Mm-hmm.
create how to create those valued
Mm-hmm.
readers. What
Mm-hmm.
makes a good book?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the goals. Okay,
Yeah.
each
Okay.
book should have a goal.
Sure
You
enough.
just don't write a book, because
Mm-hmm.
this is a book writing journey. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, it's a writing journey, put it that way.
Sure. Sure.
It's not just one book. So
Mm-hmm.
many times people, they just satisfied with, writing that one book. Oh, I
Yeah.
want to be an author. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're satisfied with that one book.
Yeah.
But that's to
Yeah.
shift the mindset to say,
Have to.
okay, this is a writing journey.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Mm-hmm.
journey. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a story to continue. You
Mm-hmm.
just drop one book here, but there's much
Mm-hmm.
more
There
from that
is.
book.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a journey.
It
And people
is.
have to understand that, and they don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Right.
that's where they don't maximize their potential,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to. Good morning, Shauna. How you doing today? They
Hey,
have
good
to continue
morning.
on.
Uh-huh.
They have to continue on. You
Have
just
to.
can't, just drop it there and just
Mm-hmm.
leave it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Can't.
just drop it there and leave it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's
You start something, but it's finished, right?
you have to start finishing strong. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the if we're going to write your book, as we're our topic is as of right now, is having a goal,
Mm-hmm.
and finding out what is your goal. What is a goal? A goal is a desired outcome that you would like to have. So you got to figure out what is the desired outcome that you're looking to have. As an example, is there's a lot of people that want to lose weight, or they want to gain some weight. For me, I want to gain some muscle. So I want to look a certain kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Or they want to lose the weight. I get 40 pounds. I want to have 10 pounds muscle by summer. That would be a beautiful thing for me to be able to have. Some people want to buy a house, they want to buy a new car. Those are their goals that they're having. And at this particular time of the year, it's I guess I'm gonna say New Year's resolution setting. So you're trying to figure out what you're getting ready to do
Mhm.
for this upcoming year and what goals are you going to set. But less than half of the Americans set resolutions. So if less than half of the Americans set resolutions, how many more people are setting goals for themselves? Not a lot more people are setting goals. I mean, if you can't come to a resolution, you're probably not setting a goal. So with that being said, is if you're wanting to put your book out there or you're wanting to do something in life, it is imperative that you take out that moment to write down what your goal is, write your vision, make it plain,
Mhm.
see it so that you'll be able to come to it and say, oh, this is what I want to do. Write off some stuff so that you can make your goal happen. You can make
Mhm.
your dream happen. That book, you can make it happen, but you have to have an outline of what it is. What's the desired outcome that you want to see for this particular book?
And that's so good, and that is
Yeah.
especially important, especially
Hmm.
when we're talking about finishing strong. Okay,
Yeah.
many people are starting, but they're not finishing.
They don't finish.
They don't
Hmm.
finish because
Hmm.
it's a writing journey.
Hmm.
A
It's a journey.
writing journey. Okay,
Hmm.
they don't understand that. They don't know how to organize that. They don't
Yeah.
know how to even frame their journey. Okay, you
Hmm.
have to frame this journey. That's
Have
why
to.
a lot of people have books. They just sitting there.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know my story. You
Hmm.
know where I'm going with this. They're sitting there in boxes in the
Right.
garage. They
Uh-huh.
carry it around in their vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Collecting dust
Hmm.
and deteriorating. Okay,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
is because they have not planned. They didn't have a goal for that book.
Hmm.
Okay, they
Hmm.
didn't have a goal for that book. They're not understanding it's a writing journey.
Right,
They're not
right, right.
understanding that.
It's a
What's the big
journey.
hurry? Yeah. What's the big hurry to get a book out there and then you just write one book? Okay. Not finishing. If you're going to start something, you might as well finish it.
You have
Okay.
to
If you're
finish
not
it.
going to
You
finish
need to.
it, why
Hmm.
even write that one book?
Right,
Just to say you're
right,
an author?
right, right. What's the purpose of that?
What's the
But
purpose
for
of that?
some people, that's their thing. I'm grateful that you had the ability to want to write the book,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a beautiful thing to go ahead and finish it. Sometimes you'll get
Yeah.
sick. Finish it. You ain't gonna just want to just be sick. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna want to take the medicine that you need to so you
Mm-hmm.
can get over whatever that sickness is.
Mm-hmm.
If you know whatever it is that you start, finish it out.
You have
So
to
I'm
finish it.
grateful that you took the moment to say, hey, I'm gonna start this book, but you started it. Finish it now.
Finish it.
So yeah,
Finish it. And
have
we're
to
not
finish it.
talking, yeah, finish it. And we're not talking about finish that book, okay? That book that you write, but go to the next. Everything is
Hmm.
progressive, okay?
Hmm.
Everything
Absolutely.
is progressive.
Hmm.
Everything leads to something else. And when we're
True.
talking about opportunities,
Hmm.
when we're talking about opportunities, they
They
never
don't.
see the other opportunities
Hmm.
that is in front of them because they have blocked that because
Hmm.
they're looking at they focuses on let me write this book, let me get
Yeah.
this book out here, let me
Hmm.
make this money. Okay,
Hmm.
now
Uh-huh.
money is an ultimate thing. Okay, but you
Yeah.
can't focus on money because
Right, 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 right.
anytime you focus on money, what will happen?
Hmm.
You will never reach that goal.
Right, right.
Okay,
Hmm.
focus is on serving and
Hmm.
serving well. If you
Hmm.
focus on that, you never have to worry about your book never selling.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
That's all a part of having that goal and having a plan.
Having a
Because if
plan.
you see all that stuff to get, it's going to come into fruition. Sure, you want to get money from the book,
Yeah.
but you got to write out what it is you want so you can see all of that. But if you're just focusing on that one thing, I want to make money from it,
Yeah.
you kind of get started with the first part of it so you can see the end part of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how they miss and they leave money on the table.
Hmm. Hmm.
Another thing, when you're planning the
Yeah.
audience, okay?
Yeah.
The audience,
Um,
your approach, your pitch,
mhm.
all of
Yeah.
those things are very important.
Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
very, very important.
Hmm.
That's all a part of that. And
Hmm.
there's so much more to this.
Mm-hmm.
We just touching the surface on
Right,
this,
right, right,
okay?
right,
To
right.
give people just something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
there's intricate things that intertwine with this that
Yeah,
makes an author successful.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
where they'll generate that continuous stream of
Mm-hmm.
revenue,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
continuous stream
Mm-hmm.
of revenue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's very important.
It is. It is.
Mm.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. I'm just wanting them to go ahead and get started with the one so that they know that there's more to come.
That's it.
I'm grateful for the start. I'm super grateful for the start. That's a beautiful thing for you to start.
It's a beautiful thing to start, but
Yeah.
once you start, finish,
Uh-huh.
finish.
And even if you get discouraged, it's okay because you may get your writer's block. It's
Hmm.
okay to take a moment, a time out, but just take a time out, take a pause, take a breather. And that's okay to do. It is
Hmm.
safe for you to take a break, for you to take a time out. The catch is just let it be a timeout. Give yourself a specified time that this
Hmm.
is what I'm going to do. It's a vacation for you. You go on a vacation, you're on vacation for a weekend, for 5 days, 7 days, 10 days.
Hmm.
You know, for a specified amount of time, this is what my vacation is. Take that
Yes.
moment to take a break because you know you got your block that's going on. I can't write no more. So it's okay, take that break, but don't stop.
Hmm.
You gotta finish it. You gotta
No
finish.
stop. You have to
Mhm.
finish it.
You
That's
have to
so
finish.
important.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
there's a remedy for writer's block.
So,
There's a
is it?
remedy. Oh,
Huh?
can't talk about that one.
That's
But
why I
there
was
is a
like, oh,
remedy. There
you
is a
see that?
remedy.
I had to clutch
Yeah.
my nose pearls. I had to
It's all
clutch.
about preparation. It is
Yeah,
a remedy. There is
yeah.
a remedy. Okay.
Hmm.
There is a
But
remedy.
when they get your services, they'll be able to find out what the remedy is.
Yeah, but there's a remedy for everything. So I don't want people to get discouraged and say, "Well, I can't do this,"
Right.
because that's something that people should
Hmm.
change, shift their mindset from "I
Hmm.
can't do." There's a
Hmm.
solution. There's a remedy for everything.
It is
You know,
absolutely. Hmm.
there's a solution and a remedy for everything. So
Hmm.
don't use that as an excuse. Oh, I got writing
Don't.
block and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But when it's
Hmm.
time to when it's time to take off, I mean, take off. You
Hmm.
know, take off.
And go on here. Take off
Yeah,
strong. Go on.
and
Get out the running
refocus,
block
right?
and go. Huh?
Yeah, and refocus. You take that time to refocus, to
Hmm.
reflect.
Hmm.
To really get in touch with yourself and really pull some things in.
Hmm.
We talked about that. That core, writing from the core. We talked about that, and
Yeah,
that's very, very
it's
important.
important. That's
Yeah,
important. It definitely is important for you to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that moves us into the next thing that we're going to talk about: genre, whether it's
Hmm.
fiction or nonfiction,
Yeah.
poetry, drama. You have
Hmm.
to decide what you're going to write. Okay, what you're
Hmm.
going to write. Is
Hmm.
this book going to be fictional? Is it going to
Yeah.
be non-fictional? Is it going to
Hmm.
be drama? Is it going to be poetry?
Hmm.
You have
Hmm.
to decide.
You
You
do.
know,
And I think
sometimes you
that's
don't.
key too, is because sometimes people don't understand what it is that they want to write. Just like music, I
Mhm,
like this specify or this specific music group. I like R&B, I like gospel, I like
mhm,
jazz. I can tell you when we're having conversations about that, I'm able to tell you this is the genre
mhm,
of music that I like. Same thing with the book. And
mhm,
that will help you in your book writing journey is
mhm,
knowing what genre you want to go into. As in,
mhm,
are you wanting to do self-help books? Are you wanting to just write a book about yourself?
mhm,
Or knowing where you at least have a framework of where you want to go. So then you can kind of
mhm,
like feel, or I'm gonna say an outline, when you're coloring, you have one of those little coloring books and you got
mhm,
the outline for it and you just got to color it in. At least if you have your outline for what you're going to do in that, it's going to be easy for you to fill it in, but at least knowing the frame as to where you want to go. Yes, I want to do nonfiction. Oh, I want to do a fictional book. At least knowing that is going to be super helpful. And that's a part of the building block, and that's a part of
mhm.
the plan for you to be able to be effective in your writing journey.
And so important.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Hmm.
Um, because that'll even help with the message. That'll even help with the delivery. That'll help with a
Hmm.
lot of things.
Hmm.
Okay, that will help
Hmm.
with a lot of things. And people,
Hmm.
they have to decide, what
Hmm.
they want to do. What
Hmm.
what reflects them or reflects their audience. Okay, who
Mm-hmm.
do they want to reach? How
Mm-hmm.
do they want to reach them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Mm-hmm.
each of those genres have a different approach, a different
Do.
way of presenting
Absolutely.
that message. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
each of those things. Even poetry has a message.
Yes,
Okay,
it does.
even
Mm-hmm.
poetry have a message.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a message. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that, it helps, like you said, outline it, and that's something that's very important. Framing, because you
Mm-hmm.
heard, I was talking when we opened it up about framing your
Mm-hmm.
message,
Yep.
framing things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
framing things. If you
Mm-hmm.
just like, you can't build a house. Put it this way, given the
Yeah.
visual, you can't
Mm-hmm.
build a house without framing it,
You're
doing
right. You're
certain
right.
things, the
Mm-hmm.
trusses and the
Mm-hmm.
walls, first the foundation, the
Yeah.
walls, the
Mm-hmm.
trusses, and different
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Then you could
Mm-hmm.
start doing everything else. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a building process.
Mm-hmm. It
Everything
is.
is a building process,
It is.
and
And
you
if
have
you
to
if you're
build.
gonna use that example, that's a great example. We're
Hmm.
gonna go even further with that. It starts with the plan. They gotta
That's
draw
it.
out
Oh
how
yeah,
they want that house to look. They
that's it.
don't just go out there and just start putting up, laying
That's it.
foundation and start doing that. They actually have their plan. I want a 4x2.
That's
I
it.
want a upstairs, downstairs, depending upon where you're at in the country. I want a basement, or
Hmm.
they have to have your plan first
Yes,
before you
they
can
have the
lay your
plan.
foundation and before you can start putting up the walls of the house.
That's
These are
it.
the things that you have to do. And it's going to help you with your journey if you just do the basics. And if you don't know what it is that you really want to do, I suggest if you're not reading, you want to write a book, I suggest you start reading some books because
Oh
that
yeah.
kind of helps you also
Oh
in
yeah.
seeing how this person structured it, how that person
Exactly.
structured it. I like how you pulled me through this. I'm not really liking the flow of this. It helps you in how
Yeah.
you're going to go ahead and flow in your book. And it's going to help with the genre. Find different genres. Don't just get
Oh yes.
stuck in a romantic novel. Don't get
Yeah.
stuck in there. Find different ones so you know what your lane is going to be. Helps.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's exactly it, because you have to be a reader before
Mm-hmm.
you think about
Have
writing.
to.
Because people say, "Well, I just want to write a book," but they don't like to read. I
You got
mean,
to be a
that's
student
the
before
main
you're a
secret.
teacher.
Reading. Yeah, reading. You have to read, because if you don't read, you're not expanding your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you have to
Right.
expand your mindset, because
Yeah.
you'll be stuck in a place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you'll be
Yeah.
stuck in this place if you're just in your own mind.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to expand your mind. You
Yeah.
have to learn how to
Yeah.
see what the
Yeah.
books you read, and you have to learn how to see. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just something that goes in there, how to frame certain things, how to present yourself,
Yeah.
through your writing. Because
Mm-hmm.
those words are actionable. Okay, those words are life. Those words
They
have
are.
action to them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they have
Mm-hmm.
action to them, but you have to learn,
Mm-hmm.
from that. You have to learn how to make those words jump into,
Yeah.
into that reader's heart, into that
Mm-hmm.
reader's emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you have to learn those things, and how you
Mm-hmm.
how you learn those things if you don't, open up your mind to be
Mm-hmm.
receptive to learn new things.
Mm-hmm. You got to. That's what I'm saying. Be a
You
student
have to.
first.
Yeah,
When you're a
you
student,
have
you're
to.
about to teach me what you're going to teach me through your book. But when you're a student, I'm learning what's going on, and then I'm
Mhm.
be able to be a teacher. But it's a student before you can teach.
Oh yeah,
You got
you
to be a
got to.
student 1st.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, I remember, back in the day, that's what I used to do. Well, girl, I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I can remember, during
I want to know.
summers, I probably was in elementary school back in the
Mm-hmm.
day. My mother
Uh-huh.
probably thought I was weird, but I used to
Okay.
read the dictionary. I did. I read the dictionary. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, "Why don't you go outside and play and stuff like that?" But I used to
Yeah.
like to read and stuff like that. But that expanded my vocabulary. I didn't know why
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it. I just like to do it. But
Mm-hmm.
look what it opened up into. You see, that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing. People have to understand who they are. They have to
Mm-hmm.
understand,
Mm-hmm.
and appreciate themselves. They have to be unapologetically you. Of course, that look
Right.
weird to some people. Instead of being outside playing, you up in here reading the dictionary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I was
But you're
able to
expanding
expand
yourself.
my mindset.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why people, uh, you can't think that you're weird. Okay. You can't think
Yeah.
that, oh, something's wrong with me or whatever. But it was
Mm-hmm.
something that was set in place for me because this is a book writing journey. It
It's a
is a
journey.
writing
Mm-hmm.
journey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It
It's a
is a
journey.
writing journey. Yes, Regina, I did. I read the
Mm-hmm.
dictionary. Yes, I did. Okay. And I learned some fantastic words,
Uh-huh.
as I was growing up.
Yeah.
And that was during the summertime. But it's a book
Mm-hmm.
writing journey. That's why people have to understand who
Mm-hmm.
they are, being
Have to.
unapologetically you, and then
Mm-hmm.
have to go and see who they are. What is your true identity? Because that
Mm-hmm.
goes back to your true identity. Who
Yep.
am I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't know who they are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to decide and you have
Mm-hmm.
to know, not even decide, you have to know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off,
Important. It's
first off,
important.
your purpose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what are my purpose? And
Mm-hmm.
what do I have to offer?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if you have to stand alone.
Yeah.
You stand alone. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. No,
Mm-hmm.
nobody needs to pat you on the back. Okay. But when
Right.
you know
Right.
who you are,
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
stand flat foot
Yeah.
and go forward,
Mm-hmm.
whatever opposition it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if you
Mm-hmm.
have to go alone, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
It's
Okay.
okay.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to write your message, and sometimes people think, well, I can't write this. I had a guy tell me one day,
Mm-hmm.
he said, I can't write my book right now. I
Mm.
said, why not? He said, because my parents are still alive. You can't
Okay.
write the book because your parents are still alive. Is it something that you're trying to keep from them or whatever? You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
why can't you write your book?
I
Okay.
need to know.
Why are
Mm-hmm.
you holding back your truth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Mm-hmm.
are you holding back your truth? And
Wow.
people, I come across people like this from time to time. They can't write
Sure.
a book until so and so has died, or
Wow.
something, uh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever. That
Mm-hmm.
person removed from their life, or whatever it may be. Okay,
Right. Right.
they can't write a
Right.
book, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, you can still write your book. You can still write your book. Maybe not under that name, maybe not
Mm-hmm.
under your name, but you can
Mm-hmm.
still write your book. Write
Sure.
that message because
Mm-hmm.
somebody needs to hear that message. But
Mm-hmm.
again, that's people who don't know who they are,
Mm-hmm.
who are
Mm-hmm.
unsure about
Mm-hmm.
things, and they're,
Mm-hmm.
you know, worrying about what other people will say.
That part. That part. You can't. But that's a catch too. That's a beautiful thing that you gave them.
Yeah,
If you're getting your story out, but even if you're not gonna, okay, fine. We all have AKA names. you always you always have something, but you're at least still able to get it out so that
yeah,
somebody is able to be helped.
yeah,
Fine. I'll put it under my nickname if that be the case, if that has to,
exactly.
be such a thing like that, but at least getting it out.
Get
But
it
I
on.
think even going a little bit beyond that for him, um, there's something that he's fearful of. What
Yeah.
is it that's in your story that you're about to tell that you haven't came to grips with for yourself? There's some denial that you're facing, and there's
Mm-hmm.
some issues that you're not wanting to face, and you
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're holding yourself hostage because of what
Exactly.
you don't want somebody else to do. So you're not wanting your parents to read what you got to say, and you're holding somebody else's deliverance, somebody else's. And when I'm saying that, I'm meaning more than one.
Oh
You
yeah,
got a
more than one.
whole army over here that you can
That's
free
it.
by your story. But two people are holding you back from setting some people free. There's some stuff
Yep.
that you got to look at within yourself, buddy,
Yep.
and to see what's going on. Maybe there's a
Exactly.
conversation you need to have first with those
Mhm.
family members so that they can at least know how you feel. They
Yeah.
need to know what's going on. And then by the time you do that, you never know how freeing that's going to be for you because you're carrying
Exactly.
this weight in
Exactly.
your heart, and you're carrying that for no reason. Loose it, let
No
it go.
reason.
Have that conversation, and I promise you, you're going to feel better, and then you'll be able to start your book writing journey.
And that is so true. That is so true. So these are just, other issues that, people face, you
Yeah.
know. with
Yeah.
not knowing who they are and
Mhm.
being authentic and telling the truth. Because
Mhm.
if it's the truth, it
Mhm.
don't matter what other people think.
It don't.
It
Mm-mm.
does not matter.
The
And the
truth can
thing
stand
is,
alone.
the truth. Yeah, tell the truth. Okay,
Mhm.
tell the truth. Just don't
Mhm.
write anything just to impress people. Tell the
Mhm.
truth.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
because
Makes
what the
sense.
truth will set you free. It'll
It
make you
will.
free. Yes, it will. It will.
It definitely
And
will.
yeah, because yeah, Regina, there's other names because I've written other, under other names. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
other
Mhm.
names.
Mhm.
Not because I
That's
had
it.
anything to hide, but just other names because I was writing over here and I was writing over there, and
Mhm. Mhm.
doing different things. So those are some
Mhm.
things that
Mhm.
we I do from time to time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Still write
I
under
think if I
other
was ever
names.
to
I do
write
that
a
from time
romance,
to time. Huh?
huh?
I still write under other names. It just
Yeah.
depends. It just
Uh-huh.
depends. But that's an option. There's
Yeah.
an option. That you
I
could
think
do.
if I was to ever write a romance novel, it probably would be under something different. Because I don't know if you don't want to see me in that light.
So you do things under other names and stuff like that, from
Right.
time to time. But
Uh-huh.
it's
Right.
all good. It's all
Mhm.
good. But
Mhm.
because when you're building a platform and you're building certain things and you're focusing in a certain direction, you don't want
Mhm.
anything else to come and pull you
Mhm.
out of that direction and
Right.
dilute everything.
Mhm.
Because with me, everything is a goal, everything is a
Right.
purpose, everything
Mhm.
is a journey. You know,
Mhm.
everything
Mhm.
is a journey. So
Mhm.
that's what's very important. And that
Right.
moves us in, let's see, yes, know who you are in your
Mhm.
purpose. Yes,
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah.
very important to know who you are
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
your purpose. And
Mhm.
that's very essential to know who
Mhm.
you are in your purpose. Now, when
Mhm.
we're talking about the message, okay,
Mhm.
I give two examples. The
Sure.
message, how people write in their message. It could be a narrative message.
Mhm.
That's a lot of storytelling.
Mhm.
You have to decide how your message is going to be, how you're going to write your message. It
Mhm.
could be narrative, like I said,
Mhm.
storytelling, or
Mhm.
it could be descriptive. And there's many
Sure.
more that fall on that.
Sure.
It could be descriptive where you describe things. Um, Exploratory. It could be like problem solving,
Mhm.
problem and a solution,
Okay.
different things of that nature. And
Mhm.
that's all about writing. That's all about what makes a good book. You can't
Yeah.
mix these things. You can't
Mhm.
mix these things. You have to decide which one are you going to adapt
Mhm.
and follow through with it.
Right.
Okay,
Right. Right.
follow
Right.
through it. Create those valued readers. Don't give those
Mhm.
people a headache trying to pick up your book and trying to say, "Oh my God," it's
Right.
all over the place. It's not flowing. We talked
Uh-huh.
about
Mhm.
ideas being all over the place. We talked about
Mhm.
things not flowing
Mhm.
in a
Mhm.
direction that it should be flowing in. We
Mhm.
talked about those things. Don't bring
Yeah.
confusion to your reader.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
let it be a
Right.
good book. And we're
Mhm.
not talking about, and another thing, a lot of times people, they say, well, I'll never be this. I'll never be that. Who
Mhm.
says you'll never be?
Right. 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 You're putting limits on you.
Yeah. They're
Mhm.
putting limits on them because they're
Mhm.
looking at, well, I'll never be, I think her name was Laura Wilder, the one
Okay.
that Little House on the Prairie.
Mhm. Mhm.
They
Mhm.
turned into that, but that was a book before. I can't remember the
Mhm.
book. I got to look it up again.
Mhm.
I did a program on that. I didn't forget. But
Mhm.
how that book turned into, Little House on the Prairie
Okay.
and different things of that nature.
Mhm.
So just follow the blueprint, follow the plan, have your goals set. You never
Mhm.
know, and decide how you're gonna frame your message. That's
Right.
very
Right.
important.
Right.
Framing your message.
Right. I think that you have to frame your message. And in order for you to have a successful book, you
Hmm.
have to understand what your message is going to be.
Hmm.
Um, Talk from your experience, unless
Hmm.
you're writing one of those like particular novels, or you're writing like some kind of we're in a fantasy land, or something to that degree. But even if you're going to go that route, you're still going to have to make sure it flows.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go through this particular journey with you. If this girl was liking a guy, however you're going to set it up, it just needs to
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're flowing and knowing exactly what it is that you want to share with individuals, so you can make sure, hey, I really want to share the story about how I love basketball, and the love for basketball turned into loving whoever. Make sure that story flows from its
Mm-hmm.
infancy into the latter end of it. Just needs to have that beginning, needs to have that middle, and it needs to have that end. Make sure that flows, but knowing what your message is, make sure
Mm-hmm.
that it conveys to your audience, so it makes sure it lives. That's what it needs to do. Your message
Oh
needs
yeah.
to your message needs to live.
It needs to live. It needs to have that power. It needs to have
It
that
does.
energy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want it to die.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, get your readers coming back for more and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy, my thing was enjoy writing those fantasies and different things
Uh-huh.
like that. Now, you see,
Yeah.
that's something that I would write under another, name. I wouldn't use
Mm-hmm.
my name because, I'm used to, the how to's and teaching people
Correct.
things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
fantasy, I love fantasy
Mm-hmm.
because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like you say, taking them there and,
Mm-hmm.
having that touch to bring them to a point
Mm-hmm.
where, they're intrigued, they want to turn that
Mm-hmm.
page and
Yeah.
keeping them on the edge of their seats,
Mm-hmm.
and bringing that
Mm-hmm.
fire,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to a point where
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, I just can't wait,
Mm-hmm.
I just can't
Mm-hmm.
wait
Mm-hmm.
to finish this book, then leaving that book in a cliffhanger, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
in a
Mm-hmm.
cliffhanger, bringing them an experience that they never thought about.
Right.
They
Right.
never thought, it never came across their
Mm-hmm.
mind,
Right. Right.
leading them there,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
expanding their mindset. Because I'm all in the head. There's a
Mm-hmm.
friend of mine I always tell. I say I'm all up in your head.
Uh-huh. You got to get in the
I'm
head.
thinking about that's a dangerous. Why I say I'm all in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them there to that place to have a
Mm-hmm.
really sit back and say, oh wow, I never thought of it like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's how
Yeah,
they should be. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
did look up your thing. It is called the books was called Little House
yeah,
by Laura Wilder.
yeah.
So
That's
they had Little
that's
House on the Prairie was the show,
yeah,
and Little House was the book series.
yeah.
So
And it was
I
it
did.
was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
powerful. How many and it ran for some seasons. So you
Mm-hmm.
never know, authors. You'll never know where
Never know.
your book is going to wind
Mm-hmm.
up. You never
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to get out there and start.
You
And
got.
remember, always finish strong. Remember, it's
Yeah.
a book writing journey.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there's opportunities everywhere. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere. When you're an
Yeah.
author, there's opportunities everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so stop leaving money on the table, whether you're a small business owner, okay,
Mm-hmm.
or you're running an organization, okay. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of times you may be leaving money on the table. You could even be a housewife, or
Yeah.
you could have a 9 to 5, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maximize your potential. Get
Mm-hmm.
everything out of you
Mm-hmm.
by, and you only
Mm-hmm.
do that by knowing your purpose, okay.
Yeah. You
Each
have
of us
to.
have different purposes. We have a
Do.
different amount of people that we need to reach.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, our lives are not in vain. With
Mm-hmm.
7.9 billion people on this earth,
Yeah.
63,000 Google searches every second of every day of people looking
Yeah.
for information from
Mm-hmm.
experts who have not shown up yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no
Mm-hmm.
competition out there because
Mm-hmm.
each of us are unique. Each
Mm-hmm.
of us
There.
have a
Yeah.
unique message. It's
Mm-hmm.
how
Mm-hmm.
we show up. It's how
Mm-hmm.
we present ourselves.
Uh-huh.
It's how we frame our message. It's a book
Mm-hmm.
writing journey.
It
It's
is.
a journey.
Mm-hmm. 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 It is.
You
It's
know?
a whole journey. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on that journey.
Yeah.
Y'all can expect some. I Choose Me is not the only book you're gonna get out of me. That's
Yep.
not the only book you're gonna get out of
Oh
me. I
no, no,
promise you
no,
that.
no. It can't be. It can't be. Yeah.
Mhm.
I choose me. That's what you have. I choose me, right? And
Mhm.
mine
That.
is, well,
Mhm.
I have several, but
Yeah.
unapologetically you. A
Yeah.
30-day transformation to winning. because
Yeah.
I want you to be unapologetically you. If
Yes.
people
That's
don't hear
beautiful.
nothing else from what we're
Mhm.
saying, be
Mhm.
unapologetically you. You
You
don't have
gotta
to
be you.
apologize for
Mhm.
being who you are.
Mhm.
And write,
Mhm.
and write from your heart, write from your core. Get
Absolutely.
your message out there
Mhm.
where it can transform the world. Because
Mhm.
you're on the world stage. You're not on the small
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
You're on the world stage.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay? You have a message to the world. People
You
need to
do.
come out of that mindset of thinking small
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and broaden their mindset.
Mhm. Mhm.
Broaden it.
Mhm. You
Okay?
do.
Because there's
Mhm.
a message out there that
Mhm.
needs to what? You're transforming lives and
Mhm.
you're building a legacy for
Uh-huh.
generations to come.
Yeah.
And I hate it when people, have these older people in their lives
Okay.
who have
Okay.
seen a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
My husband's well, she died in back in what? In August.
Okay.
His aunt
Mhm.
was 105 years old.
Wow, lots of wisdom.
Lots of
Lots of
wisdom. And I
experience.
kept telling them, get some information from this woman and write a book.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
Think
Mhm.
about all the things that she has seen
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
she could pass down to those generations.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
And that's very
Mhm.
important that people need to think about that because this is another angle. Okay?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
have older people in your family.
Yeah.
Get that information and
Mhm.
write that book. Leave it
Mhm.
for the younger generation so they
Mhm.
can know, you know,
Mhm.
who they are.
Right. Right.
Foundation,
Mhm.
building a foundation.
Mhm. Mhm.
When
Mhm.
people know who they are, then they're
Mhm.
not flipping and flopping out there just doing anything, trying
Right.
to find themselves. Have you
Right.
heard people say, I'm trying to find myself?
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's why it's a writing journey.
Yeah.
We got to start
Yeah.
building a foundation.
Mhm.
We got to
And it's a
start getting information from the older generation.
have
And
to.
you know what I mean? A
We
roadmap,
have
right?
to.
A roadmap.
Have to. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because whatever those the older generation or the generations previous to us, whatever they experience, you never know how we can relate it to what we're going through now or the next person. It's always a great thing to have like a life example as to what they had was
Mm-hmm.
going on. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can see how that's happening for me right about now. Oh, and things
Mm-hmm.
start to come on, lights start to turn, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to face it like that. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing. I know I used to love sitting at my grandmother's feet. Like I promise you, that was one of the favoriteest things. She was 97 when she transitioned.
Yeah.
But I used to love sitting, with her
Yes.
and having conversations with her and just hearing different things. We was out there in the cotton field, and this is what we were doing here, and how she used to wash I ain't naming names, but how she used to wash clothes, for a particular lady. I used to love those stories. And it just
Mm-hmm.
seemed she would tell me some of the same stories over and over again. And it almost felt like it was new each time she said it. And it's like, I can recite the story for you now. I can go ahead and tell you about some of the stories that she did with her brothers and sisters. But that's history. You know history
Yes.
because you're listening to their story. That's the
Yes.
history of what's happened before to how we got here now. So it matters listening to stuff
Yes.
like that and hearing it, pinning it down. She like what recipes. She was a fabulous cook. Like take some of her stuff down. She's gone
Yes.
now. So I can't talk to her and say, hey, can you tell me how to do this or whatever, how to do that?
Yes.
I can't get that now. So maximize those times while they're there.
Yes.
Hear what's going on. Write down some of the stuff that they had. And
Yes.
that memory can go on. It doesn't stop when they transition. It can still
No.
continuously live.
Yes. And
So,
that's so important.
yeah.
Continuously live.
Hmm.
Continuously live.
Hmm.
And that brings us to the next one. Take them to the solution, right? Take
Hmm.
them there to the solution. You have to
Hmm.
learn how to take them there, y'all. You got to
Okay.
take them. You got to see for them what they can't see for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got to
Hmm.
take them to that destination. You got to
Hmm.
take them there. It's almost like, well, I'm not gonna say almost like, it is like holding their hands.
Hmm.
and bringing them there.
Mhm.
Because for whatever reason, they
Mhm.
can't see it. All they see
Mhm.
is the obstacle, all they see is the problem.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Mhm.
they're asking themselves, how can I do this?
Yeah.
How can this be done? Or
Right.
I've lost hope.
Mhm.
What can I do?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
as your message, remember framing your message, and
Right.
that word, those words, that message is going to take them and
Mhm.
lead them through their fears,
Mhm.
lead them
Mhm.
through their objections,
Mhm.
lead them through whatever they are going through
Mhm.
to meet their destination. Because
Yeah.
as you're leading them, they're
Uh-huh.
not feeling alone. They're not
Uh-huh.
alone anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
somebody walking with them.
Uh-huh.
There's
Mhm.
peace there. There's comfort there.
Mhm.
Okay. There's a hope there. There's a
Okay.
glimmer of light. And
Mhm.
now, as they approaching it, now they can
Mhm.
see.
Mhm.
So, as an author, you have to see for them what they can't see for themselves.
Mhm. You
Okay.
have to. Mhm.
You have to see. You have to
Mhm.
see first. That's why you have to be authentic. It
Have
has
to.
to be
Have to.
authentic. It has to
Have
come
to.
from you. It has to
Mhm.
be something that you have gone through. It has to be something that you
Mhm.
know about.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It has to be.
Mhm.
Because
Right.
you have to see for them. You have to see it before
Mhm.
you see it, or
Mhm.
you'll never
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah. Mhm. That's good. That's good. Mhm. Mhm.
You have to see it here
Uh-huh.
before you ever see it here,
Mhm.
or it'll never manifest itself
We
in the
won't
natural.
see it here. Mhm. Right.
And really,
Mhm.
it's not even seeing it here, it's seeing it from the heart. You have
Yeah.
to see it here before
Mhm.
you see it here, because
Mhm.
we see uh through our eyes. We don't see with our
Yeah.
eyes, we see through
Mhm.
our eyes.
Okay. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's imperative to take
Mm-hmm.
them to the solution or take them to their destination. So that
Mm-hmm.
that brings us back to our initial, where is you having your goal, you writing that out,
Mm-hmm.
you picking your genre, knowing
Mm-hmm.
exactly where you're getting ready to go at, telling them
Mm-hmm.
the message and what it is, but you got to make sure you get them to that final destination,
Oh
making
yeah.
sure that you get them to that specific place in which you're trying to take them to, just like
Yeah.
in the car. When you're in your car, you know you want to go to the grocery store, but you may want to go to the grocery store in another city, or you want to go to a mall. You might put that in your GPS and say, hey, this is where you go. You know you got to get from point A to point B. And there may be some difficulties on the way. When I went to go pick up my daughter from the airport, there was some road construction and I wasn't able to get off at the exit to go to the actual airport. We had to go to another direct. We had to get to another exit to get us to our final destination. There could be some roadblocks that's
Oh
there,
yeah.
but you still got to be able to get to that specific destination. Don't allow that roadblock to stop you. Thanks be unto God, I had a whole human GPS because I wouldn't have been able to do it without either the human GPS or the actual GPS itself,
Yes.
because I only knew how to get to the airport with this particular route. I only knew it that way. But that was a little roadblock for it, but that didn't stop. So I was able to get to the final destination, even though that there was a little snafu. We had to take a detour, still got to that final destination.
Yeah.
So
And that's
um,
important, huh? That's very,
it's
very important.
important. Oh my God, that's super
Yeah.
important. You
Yeah.
got to be able to just know their message and make sure you take them to give them the solution, give them
That's
to
it.
their destination.
Book writing journey. That's why you can't quit, y'all. That's why you
Yeah,
can't quit.
you
And
can.
yeah, and our closing is going to be what? Enhancements.
Yeah.
Keep them
Uh
coming back for
huh.
more.
Uh huh.
Keep them coming back for more. Keep
Mhm.
them intrigued. Keep them on the
Mhm.
edge of their seats. Serve
Mhm.
your readers well. There's no
Mhm.
shortcuts to this. Okay?
Right. Right.
There's no shortcuts to this.
Mhm.
Your
Mhm.
readers, you know, um, your readers are important. It's not about you. It's not
Yeah.
about you, author. It's not about
Mhm.
you. It's not
Mhm.
about your needs. It's about
Mhm.
your readers' needs.
Yeah.
It's about your
Mhm.
readers' needs. It's not about your needs.
Mhm.
Because when you serve and you serve your readers well, you never have to
Mhm.
worry about
Right.
not having this or not having that or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's opportunities that's always there. That's where, it goes back to that goal plan. That's where your focus should be. Your
Yeah.
focus should be on
Yeah.
serving, on
Uh-huh.
serving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are my audience needs? What are their
Right.
needs? What
Mm-hmm.
do they want?
Mm-hmm.
How can I
Mm-hmm.
help? How can I make their lives better?
I
What
need
do
to
they need
enhance
to
their life.
hear?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, where can I lead them? Well, you see where to lead. How can I get them past this or get them over
Yeah.
this? Or how
Mm-hmm.
can this be dissipated?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's different things you should ask yourself.
Yeah.
But always, have enhanced, always, well, we said about underwriting and overwrite,
Yeah.
always over deliver, okay? If I
Okay.
may say that, or give them a little something extra. Let's keep
Mm-hmm.
it like that, a little
Give them a
something
little
extra.
nugget.
Yeah, you see, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana originally, and
Uh-huh.
it's always called lanyap, okay? Lanyap. If you bought 12, a dozen donuts, they're going to give you an extra one. It's called lanyap. Always give them something extra.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody likes something extra.
Yeah.
Everybody likes something extra, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah. They do.
that's how you
They
keep
do.
people intrigued. That's how you keep them coming back for more.
Mm-hmm. True
You know,
statement.
throw a
True
little
statement.
something in there.
Yeah. True statement.
Something they
Always want to
wasn't
keep your
expecting.
audience. Always keep them coming back for more.
Yeah,
You always want to give them a little something, show
yeah.
some personality in there,
Mhm.
tell the story about maybe a little, give me a little something that if you're telling a story about the person's life, give me a little nugget at the end or something that's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I
Yeah,
want to know what she was pregnant or, you know what, give me a little
yeah,
something that makes me want, oh, I can't wait till you write your next novel because I can't wait
yeah.
to hear about what's getting ready to come up.
Mhm.
Always keep me intrigued. Give me
Yeah,
something to come back. Give me something to want to
yeah.
know. I want to always know more. Give me something that I'm always learning. Or even if it's just you're putting new words in there, like you read the dictionary when you were growing up. Give me an extra word that's in there. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What does that word mean? Let me go find that out. Let me look there. You just enhance my vocabulary just because
Mm-hmm.
you're using different things. So keep them
Something more.
intrigued.
Keep
Uh-huh.
them intrigued and
Mhm.
get them, where it's going to put forward an action for them to, oh, well, I don't know what that
Mhm.
word means. Let me go search it up in the dictionary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Broaden their horizon, broaden
It
their
does.
experience,
Mm-hmm.
broaden their knowledge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give them
As you
something.
should.
Give them
Mm-hmm.
something to
Mm-hmm.
bring things alive in their life.
Yeah.
A
Mm-hmm.
book is never supposed to be boring.
Yeah, it shouldn't
If that
be.
book is boring, something's
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Something is
you,
wrong.
you
Okay, it
didn't
should
do your
never be
plan right.
boring. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
didn't plan it out right. Good stuff.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
And as we
That's good.
wrapping up, y'all, I hope that we brought value to you with
Yeah.
this broadcast.
Yeah.
By finishing strong and what
Yeah.
makes a good book. You know, and I hope that what you have heard will have you stimulated to
Mm-hmm.
know that you could write that good book,
Okay.
and it's a
Yeah.
writing journey. That you
It
just
is a
don't
journey.
just throw anything together and call it a book. Okay,
Right.
because a book is more than writing a bunch of words and putting them between two covers and calling it a book. Let's be honest,
True.
okay? Let's be
Right.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
And a book, a writing journey, a book writing journey is just more than that one book. The
Yeah.
theme is to finish strong,
Finish strong.
to
Mm-hmm.
finish strong, and to maximize your potential. Stop
Mm-hmm.
leaving money on the table.
Uh-huh.
Get everything out of you.
Yeah.
If you're listening to these, as you, not if
Mm-hmm.
you're listening, as
Uh-huh.
you listen to this
As you.
broadcast, we're
Mm-hmm.
pulling it out of you. We're drawing
Mm-hmm.
it out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We're drawing
Absolutely.
it out of you.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we hope that, what you have heard has
Mm-hmm.
stirred you up to say,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be intentional and start writing my book.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Any day could be January 1st, okay?
Right.
Any day.
Right.
You could start today and it'd be January 1st.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this don't
Mm-hmm.
wait for January 1st, 2022. You could start today. What's
Right.
holding you back?
Mm-hmm.
What's
Today
holding
is your
you
day.
back? Get a
Mm-hmm.
jump start on the new year and
Mm-hmm.
get intentional
Mm-hmm.
and stop leaving money on the table.
Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
you got to tell them, Tiffany?
Um, Piggybacking off of what you just said, don't you be the one that stops you from your greatness. Don't get in the way of you being your greatest hindrance. There's greatness that's inside of you, and you need to share that particular greatness that's inside of you. So don't limit yourself. Take the restrictions off, take the limits off, and know that there ain't nothing that you can't conquer. There's nothing that you can't overcome, and there's nothing that you can't do. It's just one letter away. Can't is just one letter away from can. Take the T off and know that you can do anything that you set your mind to do. And if you're having a moment where you feel like you can't do it, and my mind is just saying I can't, take a break, take it easy, reset, focus, and let's get it in. But just don't
Let's
stop.
get it.
Don't you stop you from being great. So, and if there's something that was in this broadcast that blessed your life, that enhanced your life, please, please, please share it, like it, tell somebody, tell a friend, have them come over here and listen to the broadcast for tomorrow. But they can also catch this on the replay. So make sure you share it with a friend, family, tag them in here so that they know that they need to come over here, and so they can turn their passion into some profit. Yeah.
And with that being said, we'll see y'all on the next broadcast. But remember this, this is
Yeah.
your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have
Right.
a great rest of your day.
Yeah.